Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's Kimberly, and thank you guys so much for following and subscribing and all the love I've been receiving. Some of you have been sending me packages and emails, and I so appreciate it. And thank you guys so much for following. So this is your weekly messages from the Masters series. I know some of you have really grown accustomed to the series and like it. I'm going to kind of combine the weekly energy forecast with this. So I've asked that these messages be not only like the higher messages, but that we'll actually do a full reading as well. That'll help give us an indicator as to what the collective energies are for this week here coming up as we go into, I guess it's really the week before the full moon in Sagittarius on June 17th. So this week we'll cover June 8th through, like the 15th or 16th, and then I'll come back again with another message. So usually what happens in the Ascended Masters series, if you guys haven't watched it, is the archangels and masters come in. Sometimes they come in very specifically. Sometimes it's just overall messages, and I channel write things. Now, normally I've been doing it on a dry erase board, but I think today they are showing me I'm going to get a much larger written message. I have been told that I'm going to receive a Mother Mary transmission, and so I have goosebumps. So Mother Mary wants to come through, and she wants me to write in a notepad. It's probably going to be something where I'll write it and then I'll read it to you guys, okay? So before I get to that, I do have some reminders. I just really quickly, I put a post-it somewhere. I don't know where it went. Okay, so I guess that's null and void. So the reminders are: mark off your calendar for June 26th. I'm holding a free conference call for Twin Flames. Going back old school, this is what I did at the beginning when I first started the channel. So there'll be 3 of these this summer. They'll be in June, July, and August. The one in June is June 26th. It's a Wednesday. It's at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. If you want the information, get on my email list if you're not already on it. You can do that by going to the website, spiritualmaterialgirl.com, and then just hitting the subscribe button at the bottom, enter your email address. Don't forget, you can still purchase the 5D Twin Flame Connection Tool meditation and the cord cutting meditation on my website. It's only $11.11 for the 2. And these are great meditation tools to help you clear energy and also connect to the 5D messages with your twin flame. If anyone wants to work with me, you know where to go, spiritualmaterialgirl.com. You guys click on sessions. People always ask me, well, how should I start? What should I do first? And to be quite honest with you, if we've never had contact before and you're not sure, then just start with an intuitive guidance session, and then we can determine where to go from there. Some people know they want soul coaching and they want to do the work, and they're ready to dig in, and they've already watched my videos. They know it's an alignment, so they can just jump right in and start with the soul coaching. But everyone's kind of different. Some of you just want twin flame readings, and that's okay too. Those are up there. And I know many of you have been coming to me for regressions. So yeah, so that's available to you. And then just last reminder is the retreat. According to my records, like, we're probably about half full in the hotel block that we have. So if you're thinking about signing up, can you just send me a note just so I know, like, you're considering it? That way I know, like, how to plan with the hotel and everything. I know a lot of you are rallying and coming, and I'm so excited. So check that out. The Ascension Retreat is September 20th through the 22nd. We are gathering for a fall equinox weekend. It's going to be amazing. All right, you guys, let's put our intention towards Mother Mary and what she wants to bring in for us. She came to me actually yesterday telling me she had a transmission, or someone was telling me that. Could have been Archangel Gabriel. I'm not sure. I got the message yesterday afternoon around like 4 p.m. So I felt the tug this morning, so I'm just going to write Ascended Masters. And it is June 8th, so okay, let's just see. You guys might even want to, I'm not going to pause the video, so you might want to like skip ahead a minute or two until I start reading if you don't want to wait, or if you need to go pee or go get a drink. It might be a good time while this comes through. Okay, you guys. It's very funny because I don't make my L's like this, and it was almost like I felt like I was, you guys see how the L came out? It's almost like I felt like I was writing, and I don't make L's like that. She sort of drew that like in a very old school way. So there's stuff she started with. Okay, so she started with laughter has been forgotten. Leave the cares behind. Your bodies need to rejuvenate, to re-inspire creativity, all caps. Okay, just right here. The end of one cycle is nearly closed. She said nearly closed. Put your hands together in intention. Pray thee for what you want. Pray thee for what you desire. Pray thee for there to be a burning fire. Burning steadily within you, burn bright. Go now and shine your light. Step forth, O beautiful divine one. Step forth and shine. I'm going to read this again to you. But she then took me to the top, and it was almost like I felt like this was something separate. It felt like a title, like she was showing me an overall. I can't explain it. It was almost like I was wondering if she was titling this poem or something. I don't know. At the top she wrote, the sun is calling you. Open your arms and receive. Bask. It says bask. And then there's an arrow. Transmute. Arrow. Recycle. And it's showing like a cycle, and it was a cycle with related to love, like how we, yeah, sorry, I've got stuff falling out of this notepad. I'll go into that. Let me read this all through once again, and then I'll kind of explain to you what I got from these messages. Okay, so just receive this. Laughter has been forgotten. Leave the cares behind. Your bodies need to rejuvenate, to inspire creativity. The end of one cycle is nearly closed. Put your hands together in intention. Pray thee for what you want. Pray thee for what you desire. Pray thee for there to be a burning fire. Burning steadily within you, burn bright. Go now and shine your light. Step forth, O beautiful divine one. Step forth and shine. The sun is calling you. Open your arms and receive. Bask, transmute, recycle, love. Okay? So what I got from all of this is, and I'm sure each of you already have messages coming through with it, but the way it feels is just, she's saying like we're about to embark on a next phase. There's truly the closing up of a cycle that we've just completed. She's saying it's nearly closed. So that means we're still fine-tuning some of whatever we need to fine-tune and letting go of what we need to let go of. She's saying our bodies need to rejuvenate via creative energy. We've forgotten how to laugh. We're not having enough fun. I feel like she's talking about life force energy, but she's also talking about like getting the fire going again inside of you. That feels connected to your passions and how you shine your light. And you know, when she's talking about the sun, I feel like it's like I could imagine someone standing just in the sunlight, standing up with their eyes closed, just basking in the warmth. And then she's saying transmute it, which is like, so then give back the light, and then recycle the love, which means like love. I feel like she's saying love is a perpetual, you know, love has no beginning, no end. Once we have mastered the love and dissolved the separation, it'll just keep going around and around and around, and so that we can pass it on to others. And it's like energy, you know, it's like energy. It's like, imagine like solar panels on a home, right? Like this, it absorbs the sun, it transmutes it into energy. Then we use the energy, and then we fuel our bodies, and then we, you know, that's kind of what she's talking about. So I think that's pretty clear. I think it's beautiful. I don't know about you guys, but I definitely am getting messages around creativity being re-sparked for some of you. Not all of you this month, but definitely during June, July, and August, you're going to really return to like your passions, and there may be something that sparks like a next phase of creative projects or your mission, because you're getting back hooked up to joy, passion, life force energy, fulfillment, okay? All right, so we're going to put this away, and we will go into a card reading. So I heard very specifically to use the Lover's Path Tarot. I felt like it was for the twins, for twin flames. So we'll just give these a shuffle. Okay, we already have someone popping up and popping out. Okay, so it's the Power card, Guinevere and Arthur. Justice. These cards are very slippery, and they're ready to just, Ace of Coins. They're ready to just give us messages, I guess. Prince of Coins. King of Coins, King of Staves in reverse, okay. They're saying don't flip these till the end, these three, okay? Okay, so they're telling us a story here. So they're saying your mission is not going to start with the intention towards your twin flame. Your mission starts from within you, and the power from within you, and that's what magnetizes the mission with your twin. Some of you are thinking like, I'll wait and I'll do that with my twin flame, or I'll do this because it's going to get me here, and or I see the end result there. And they're like, no, you have to kind of just develop your own unique song, your own unique path. And this is Penelope and Odysseus. And I for some reason I want to read this to you. I'll have to grab the book. Hold on one second. I want to read that to you. So the Justice card is the story in this deck is the story. Look, I opened right up to it. Penelope and Odysseus. The story of Penelope and Odysseus is told in Homer's The Odyssey. Though Odysseus had been gone for 10 long years, Penelope waited loyally for his return. Sorry, I can't talk. However, she was overwhelmed with suitors who wished to fill the empty place in her marital bed. Through her cleverness, she managed to delay their advances. Pretending to be a new suitor, Odysseus won a contest Penelope had devised and slew all the suitors before claiming his wife anew. So I feel like this is a very distinct message that, like, remember I just posted a video and I said, get out of the waiting room. Twin flames, you know, like, we shouldn't be waiting. They're seeing, like, so she's sitting here, you know, like, crafting or, you know, making this, you know, like, blanket, or she's stitching or doing something on this wheel. And so this is like you getting to your craft. Like, don't wait for Odysseus to slay the suitors, you know, don't wait for other suitors, but trust and faith that it's all going to work out. But I do feel like this is about you going into yourself. And this is the same message, like, that mission can be served jointly, but you must go all the way into what it is for you and get back. This is like Mother Mary's message. Get hooked up back to your own creativity, your own passions. That's how you're going to magnetize your twin flame back into your life. Or for some of you, you have new divine partners. And when I say divine partners, I'm talking about life partners. I'm talking about people who are stepping in to be with you for the rest of your life. So all of that is a product of you going within you and not waiting. I feel like a lot of you are going to be cultivating a new stream of income. There's going to be, sorry, this came first, the Ace of Coins. There's going to be a cultivation of something new, a new way of making money. It could be a branch off of what you're already doing. It could be a new collaboration. It could be a new project altogether that's ready to make, like, they're saying things are much riper now than they have been in the past. So it might even be something that you're revisiting that is ready to shine. It's ready to, you know, I get the feeling that maybe you're calling in assistance too. So there's a new client, or there's an investor. There's something that feels like something's taking off and helping you you're monetizing your creativity somehow. And this is about that sort of the journey that you're going to take with it. This is about fortitude. You know, stay the course. Once you start seeing the glimmers of things falling into place and the new rewards for being passionate, for never giving up, for understanding that your energy is limitless, you'll start to see the rewards of that. Keep going. Don't give up. You've got to keep going. It's not meant so that you hold on so tight and then you fear the next phase. It's like, no, just as the ball got rolling, so will it continue if you keep the steady vibration and the momentum. It's not like things get started and then they get ripped away. And I think a lot of people have that belief that, like, oh God, this is too good to be true. Or like, how did I even do that? Like, how did that even happen? Or like, oh yes, these people are coming to me now and they're paying for my services, but will that run out? You know, so there's those subconscious blocks, I feel like, around money, and they're trying to reassure us it's all good, stay the course, and keep believing in yourself. This is also setting up your future in a new way. It's because see how there's a big heart here? It's heart-centered money that's coming. This is not just like, oh, I want to be rich. This is like, I'm going to do what I love. I'm going to step forth with my passions and creativity, and I'm going to be rewarded for it. It cannot go unnoticed at this time. So the King of Staves and the King of Coins, I feel like, are coming in to sort of, I'll show you what they look like upright. So they're both in reverse. Sorry, you guys, I don't have the best camera angle here. I'll try to push back a little bit. So they're both coming up in reverse. Like this. So it's Zeus and Wotan. And this is like mastery. This is stepping into a new phase of mastery. And the message that I'm getting is that a lot of you are going to be mastering, I feel like, a new way of grounding yourself, a new way of it's not creating your life force, but it's just like creating your grounding force. That's going to be reestablished by October, but it's something that you're starting now. It's going to be a process in which you're going to mature a lot. And I feel like it's also the balancing of your masculine energy in the manifestation process, which is going to come into play a lot over the next few months. Oh, I have goosebumps. Such goosebumps. Oh my God. Oh, my hair is standing up. I don't know if you guys can see, but I think it's hitting home for me too, so I'll tell you why. The way they just showed it to me is they did show it to me specifically because there were things that I was doing like 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, before I got on this path. And my masculine and feminine energy wasn't as balanced. It was actually very out of balance still. And those projects and those things couldn't take off in that energy. I was forcing things too much. It was too much will. There was too much false masculine energy. There was too much wounded energy in what I was trying to do. It doesn't mean that my projects weren't good. It doesn't mean that I'm not talented or that those projects weren't viable. They were, but my energy wasn't at the time. And it created a lot of mock and rejection and wounding. And so I stepped back to illuminate this path, and so it goes. And I have been getting the pull to, like, it's all going to come full circle. And whether or not I revisit those projects or just kind of pick back up that same sort of path with the same types of projects, even if they're new, that it's just all going to be cultivated now, because this is talking about our manifesting with our divine masculine in balance, and it's totally going to be so different, the outcomes for so many of you. Don't think that because things failed in the past, or because maybe you had a business that failed, maybe you had, like certain things that you were trying to do that you just felt blocked. And just because that happened in the past does not mean it's going to happen in the future, especially if you've been doing your work. As you clear out the fear, you balance your divine feminine and divine masculine energies from within, period. It's the law. It's a law of energy. And the only reason why your polarities are imbalanced is because of the wounding and the programming. So as you heal that, you naturally come into balance, and you start moving through the world in a new way. And then there's new rewards on the forefront, okay? So trust in that. so these little mystery cards over here, the Two of Arrows, Queen of Staves, Fricka, and Oppression, Dido, and Anus. So the Two of Arrows is in reverse. This is the masculine in the twin flame connection coming to the feminine. They want you to open your eyes, feminine, and be ready. The rest is over. The cycle that needed to close is over. Some of you might have someone new standing before you. Open your eyes, receive it. The person who's coming in for you is really good for you. Some of you will have a return of a lover, a loved one, a divine connection that's returning to you. The message I'm getting is be open to receiving what shows up for you. And the Queen of Staves is also, and I feel like with the oppression, this is a lot around don't give up what you have built for yourself and what you have been doing to lay the groundwork for yourself. Don't give it up to go back into toxic cycles or lessons. There's no need to repeat lessons. The karma is being tied up. You may have a temptation, I feel, to go back to something that's not healthy for you. And if you just say no to that, because it is a more logical no. I'm not going to lie to you. It feels like a more logical no. I can't go down that road again. And then I feel like the thing that's supposed to show up for you will show up. The more heart-centered yes will show up. Some of you are going to have to be a little bit more logical in making your decisions over the next few months. For some of you, this might be like a karmic partner who doesn't want to let you go or doesn't want things to end. And you're feeling maybe like guilty, but you know deep inside you want to be on your own, or you've already done that clearing. They're saying let it go, okay? For others of you, it might be like someone you were perceiving as like a twin or something that was like a little bit toxic for you or a lot toxic, and they're saying don't go back to that. There is a temptation here I feel is coming up, and this could be the next few weeks, or it could be sometime here on the forefront in the next few months. I think it's going to be slightly different for everyone, but there's some call back to something. You're being called back, and it's like a test. Are you gonna be able to make that logical decision and keep your energy with yourself? Really listen to yourself and what you need. Are you going to let guilt or obligation get in the way? Are you going to be tempted by something that you know is not healthy for you? How well can you stay in alignment is what I feel like the question is. And then for some of you, when the new thing shows up, when the new lover or when the twin flame returns, like the challenge is going to be for many of you staying open and not bringing the tainted past into the picture. The same thing I was saying about creative projects goes for love relationships. Just because it went some way in the past doesn't mean it's going to go that way in the future, especially when both people have been balancing and doing their work. However, when there have been toxicities This is where you all are going to have to really fine-tune your discernment. Because when there have been toxicities, unhealthy behaviors, anything that you've stayed with because it's been temptation, or because you felt obligated, or because you weren't in alignment with yourself, that's the stuff you have to decide, no, I'm not going back to that. Whereas there is like a renewal coming through, or a new person coming through, or a person showing up in a new way, and you're going to have to discern that and say, okay, I'm ready to open my heart to love again. It's not going to be the same way as it is in the past. Now, that's your discernment. Some of you are going to have a hard time discerning which is which. But this is going to be a matter of how aligned you are within yourself. Does that make sense? So I'm talking about discerning temptation and toxic cycles from a renewal, essentially. Which is which? Do you know? How will you choose? How will you know? Let's get some clarity on that. And let's look at the bottom of the deck here. This is the Five of Cups. Again, I get that message. Like, this is about not wanting, this is about like still grieving the past. And, while there's something new waiting for you. And what is it, Stella? Hi, Bubba. Are you saying hi to everyone? Stella's coming in for her treats. So this makes a lot of sense to reinforce those messages. Like, if you're still grieving the past, it's going to be hard to move forward. And I feel like, too, remember I've been talking about closure recently. Some of this closure is happening at a higher level. Just by tapping in at a higher level. Uh-oh, we have a big Bubba coming up here. Just forewarning you. We may have a big fuzzball stepping up into our reading. So that closure you might have to give yourself through spiritual... Stella, what are you doing, honey? Oy. You might need to give yourself through like a spiritual sort of whatever it is, a 5D, communication, whatever that is that you need to give yourself closure. This is crying the last tears. This is ending that cycle Mother Mary was talking about. What are you doing, Stella? And this is then getting ready to look towards the new and seeing what's showing up for us. Because it's not even just like, oh, let me look towards the new. It's almost like as soon as we pick our head up and we open our eyes, like something new is showing up for us. Okay? I'm going to tilt this up a little bit so you guys can see better. Something new is showing up before us. Are you going to still be hung up on the past? Will you have learned and mastered your mistakes? Will you have the discernment to know how to step forward? Will you be able to trust and receive? These are all questions that are coming up in the emotional aspects of our life in the relationship sector. For twin flames with new divine partners. Let's go Ascended Masters deck. Get some clarity on this. Yeah. So Pan, fertility, and Maitreya, power of joy, just popped out. This is Mother Mary's message being reinforced. All right. So this is about the creativity. This is you. Well, it's coming in reverse because, we're not totally hooked back up to it. They're saying reconnect with that song of your soul, reconnect with your passions, reconnect with those projects. Like, there's a new wealth, there's a new opportunity. You're going to open up new opportunities, greater fulfillment. Stop doubting that. Don't hesitate to return to it. And if you don't know how to return to it, just go with your passions. Just go with what makes you feel happy. Because it's through connecting with the power of joy that all things come to life. And then I do feel like some of you, many of you have a new teacher coming in. This feels like a teacher of a much higher level. Someone who is going to help you weed through it or sift through it in a totally new way. This is also about stepping up, a new level of professionalism for some of you, a new level of people, like a new circle of higher level people that you're going to be around. That's coming through really clearly. It's time to step up with who we surround ourselves with. And don't hold back in seeking help and asking for guidance, and being with people who know more than you, who are of a like mind or a higher mind than you. It will serve you quite well at this time. Some of you are still spending a lot of time around people who have a lot of the old programming, so it's hard. You fluctuate or you oscillate between feeling misunderstood and between feeling like, I don't really have anyone, or like these people don't get me. And they're saying like, well, why are you afraid to put yourself with people who know a lot more than you, and who you might have to go outside your comfort zone is the feeling I feel with this. Stepping it up another level, doing things, going to classes, or going to put yourself out there, your projects out there in a new way. This is how new teachers are going to step in. For one, there's one or two people that are watching this where you have, this is an ally. This is a creative ally, like an agent or a manager or a producer or this is for a few of you. This is someone like you're getting the attention of, and they're going to take you under their wing and show you the way. Okay? Okay, bottom of this deck is right. So I feel like this is for many of you. Many of you are creative writers. We see write all the time. We see writing all the time. Many of you are not writing enough. Maybe it's the channeled writing, the automatic writing. Maybe it's just getting out your emotions. For some of you, it's the creative writing. It's returning to your creative writing projects. Okay. Let's go archangels. I do pre-shuffle these, you guys, just so you know, but then I shuffle them again when we're in the readings. What do the archangels have to remind us of? Chakra clearing. And this was in reverse. So, Archangel Metatron, call upon me to clear and open your chakras using sacred geometric shapes. This was something I had put into my newsletter maybe like a month back. I felt like the Divine Feminine especially needed to work with sacred geometry to help her balance. And we are doing a lot of chakra clearing and balancing right now. I feel like intentional chakra clearing and balancing is great, especially with the sacral and the root chakras, and yeah, especially the sacral and the root for many of you, because that's going to pull everything else into alignment. So it might be doing a heart chakra meditation or, you know, balancing, but don't do that if you haven't done like the root stuff, because It's almost null and void if you don't do the root stuff first. It's really about getting reconnected back into your solar plexus so that your throat and heart chakra can open. But if you're holding traumas below, like I always say, like below the belt, then that's where we need to pay attention to. It's usually the grounding that's off. I remember having a healing session with someone and their chakras were like totally upside down. They had been grounding, like the colors were upside down. They had been trying to go higher from their root and had been trying to ground from their third eye or their head or their crown. It was very interesting. Sometimes we're like really off balance because of our traumas, and even when we start to do the work, conscious work, which I fully encourage you to do, the energetic work can be a great complement to it. You can't only do energetic work. You can't only do chakra balancing and clearing and energy work and expect to heal. You have to do the conscious healing, the bringing the subconscious into the light, and then use this as a supplement and as a complement to that work. That's how you really heal and clear. So some of you are at this point where, yes, pay attention to the chakras, where you're having pain, where you're having imbalances, where you're storing old traumas, where you're storing old beliefs within the body. And remember what Mother's Mary message was. She says, time to rejuvenate our physical bodies. This is about reconnecting to life force energy, getting back to who we truly are. So let's see what else the archangels have to convey to us. Courage in reverse. Be courageous and stand up for your beliefs. So I feel like this is winning the favor of. That's the message I get. There's some way in which you're being courageous, or you're venturing out of your comfort zone, or someone's saying no to you and you're saying, no, I'm really good at this, or no, this is a really good project, you must believe in this, and then they follow you. It's like, it's having the courage to really believe in yourself, and it's attracting the supporters around it, is what I feel. It's also not justifying to those who aren't worthy of the justification. You don't need to stand up for yourself when people are like this. I feel like is directly related. Okay, the teacher. I feel like maybe it's someone who's challenging you and you're having the courage to listen to them, or to go towards their guidance, or to say like, no, hey, I want you to believe in me. That's that. But in another sense, this is in reverse, because we don't need to convince an other to support us. You just need to say, I believe in me, and that's enough. And that in itself, that strength, that courage is going to attract in the right people for you. This is about courage to express yourself too in a new way. Stepping forward, stepping into the light, like Mother Mary was saying. My Stella is going wild right now. I don't know if you guys can hear her. Okay, so they're saying to breathe. Archangel Raphael, take several deep breaths and exhale slowly to awaken your energy and to release old patterns. So take a breath. Okay, time to release the old and allow the new in. Okay. Bottom of this deck, Indigo and Crystal Children. This has been coming up a lot in my private readings. You have a bond with children. In particular, you can help children who are sensitive. Okay, this might be several of you might have indigo children of your own. You might be connecting with you might be an indigo yourself. There's a much higher there's a much higher message trying to come through this card, and I just need a moment to receive it because it's big. Hold on just a moment. Okay, I'm just getting a message for, there's a few of you, or there's someone who's watching this. There's a little girl in your life that kind of looks like this. I don't know if she's yours, or if you know her, if she's a neighbor, or if it's your partner's daughter. This little girl is reminding you of someone, a connection that you have with a little girl. And they're saying, the message is, there's a kindred spirit here. There's like a soul sistership. You are a great influence to this little girl, almost like a role model. You also need to pay attention to her wounding, because she's reflecting your wounds back to you. She's almost like a figment of who you were, and you have the confidence and embody things that she looks up to, but she also holds a lot of your early childhood stuff, and so it's almost like a direct mirror. That's why you two are so close, because there's something so intriguing to you about both of you, about that mirror. So yeah, I know that's not going to apply to everyone, but that's a few of you who are watching this, or maybe it's just someone in particular. That message is going to be for you. Okay, let's go through the Sacred Feminine deck, and just pull out a card here. Okay, so it's Grandmother Spider, who's the wise one, the wise woman, the weaver. She's reminding us that everything is connected. I don't know about you guys with signs and synchronicities right now, but I've been getting my friends, my clients, signs and synchronicities. They've been getting mine. We are really exchanging all of this energy to help one another and to see how we're all connected. You're being asked to be the wise counsel for some of your friends and family. Do that, be that, trust in it. This is your evolution into the wise woman. First, you must understand that we are all connected, and be courageous enough to offer your wisdom. A lot of you have wisdom to share with friends. I even recommend buddying up, like finding a sign buddy that you can practice with. Practice sharing your intuitive gifts, practice sharing messages, practice just exchanging the signs with. It's a very good exercise. Bottom of this deck, Marianne of Magdala. Okay. She wants you to have self-compassion, self-love. Be good to yourself. It's where everything stems from. Let's just do one clarifier, overall message clarifier from this little deck here. We'll do this one from this deck and one from Ask Your Guides. Okay. Oh, we have two. We have two, so that's how they wanted it. Manifestation, and then receiving in reverse. So here we go. This is beautiful clarifier, because this has been the overall message in this whole reading has been about you are manifesting the new. This is about your discernment. This is about being open to receiving the new. How well have you let go of the past? How much you're bringing the past into the future? Okay. I love that. That's just perfect, perfect, perfect clarifier. And from your personal guide team, what are the messages from your team? Or from your higher self? Community. So they're saying community. This is about that new teacher, like those higher people, new community. These are your spiritual family. This is soul tribe. This is getting out and connecting more, not hermiting right now, is going to bring about opportunities, synchronicities. Plus, it's going to bring you back into the feeling of connection with yourself, with the joy of connecting with others. Some of you have lost that in all the hermiting and the behind the scenes work and the patterns, or, you know, you might be a little set in your ways now, and they're saying get out there and connect. The bottom of this deck is expansion. And it's this growth and progress. You guys are making so much progress. It's amazing how these readings have shifted. And just to see what the collective messages are now it's really huge. And then the bottom of the Ask Your Guides deck is about exhaustion. So some of you might still be battling with that. They're saying divine helpers. But I really do feel like the way that we combat the exhaustion truly is just finding what uplifts us. That could be something so little, like doing a little craft project, going out and collecting shells or rocks or acorns, taking a nature walk, reading a book that you love, like anything. Each day you must connect with your passions. I don't care what they are. And movement is great, and nature is great. But if you can't do that, do something indoors that is creative or meditative or makes you feel like a little kid again. That will pull you out of exhaustion. Okay? All right, you guys, I'm going to end it here. I love you, and I'm wishing you a wonderful week. I will talk to you soon, and be well. Mwah. Bye.